Alright, hello. Now, I don't know what my plan with this thing is, but, um, hold on, let me save this first. Shoe, what was it? Shoe shelf. Right, right. Okay. So, I don't know. There's a, there's a lot of ideas I kind of want to work on. And, you know, I have a 3D printer now, so might as well make some of them. And I know there's not a lot. From what I've seen, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Fusion 360 tutorials, and this is not really like a tutorial for beginners, but I'm hoping people can learn some things by watching me. This is not like to an engineering level of degree of accuracy. We're just gonna be winging it, and I just want to, flex my creative muscles when it comes to designing prototypes. So I guess this is why we call it a prototype party. So today we're designing a shoe shelf. I have two beams here. I don't know if any of you guys have like beds that have like the planks of wood on the bottom, and that's where you put, your box spring and your mattress on top of that. Well, over the years, my parents collected some of them, and they let me borrow a couple. So I have two beams about, let's see, 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches, give or take, and they're about 3 feet long. And I was thinking, since I have them left over, I was thinking what I could use them for in my room. And being being a boy, obviously my shoes are all throughout the room, and I thought it'd be nice if I had like a dedicated station where I could keep my shoes. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So, I'll insert a picture here. I can't get this like X design out of my head for some reason. And being that they're shoes, I don't think this design has to be structurally that strong. But I don't know. Like, it's not even that good looking, but we'll see what we can do with it once we put it into the program itself. The question is, where do we start? Hmm. I'm thinking if we should start with a square, given that it's an X and we can cut out just the shapes, that would make it easier. Or if we should start with a semicircle and work with the bottom half first. Hmm. I've got an idea. We start off with a square and we use a semicircle. Alright. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm not good with words. Okay. So, this is going to go on the front plane. So we click the front over here, create a sketch, and click on this right there. That plane creates a sketch. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start with a rectangle. So I don't want to start with the corner rectangle. I don't know why this is the one that's up there, but I always love using center rectangles. They always seem more intuitive for me to use. And how we get to that is by pushing S on our keyboard, and then brings up our shortcuts. Now you can type whatever. If you want to find the center rectangle, you could just type in rectangle, and you can find the center rectangle right there. And to add up here, you just have to this little arrow button right here. You click that button and it adds it to your shortcut. Obviously, I have an X because it's already up there. So let's click on it again. Center rectangle. Okay. We are going to be working in millimeters here because that's obviously what, well, printers, the printer bed is based on millimeters. I just find it easier to design 3D prints when I'm already working in the same units as my printer bed. So we are going to have to do a little bit of conversion here. Or we could just measure using a ruler, and I do have a handy ruler from my college days that does have pretty accurate measurements when it comes to millimeters. I wish I had verniers, but I'm too lazy to buy them right now, so we're sticking with a ruler. So how tall do I want this to be? Let's see. 6 inches is about 150 centimeters, give or take. So 300 centimeters. I'd want it to be about a foot off the ground. That's where the issue arises. So my bed is obviously about like 220 by 220. I have an Ender 3 printer, by the way, so I have to conform to that shape. I mean, I could build upwards, but I feel like I need a lot of supports to do this design. So how can we work in a way? Either I can make it shorter, or it has to be limited to a 2 by 2 square. Let's see. It's a decent amount. Okay, so if we measure in millimeters, the piece of what I have is about 65 centimeters wide. Just to be safe, we'll make that 70 centimeters. I mean 70 millimeters, sorry. Alright, we're going to make that 70 millimeters. So that little gap right there that I have is 70 millimeters. We're going to need 2 of them. That already takes us to 140 millimeters. Let's see. As for a gap, let's see, a 10 millimeter gap seems good enough between the two. And how much of a thickness do I want around each piece of wood? Another 10 on each side. Although that would make the middle not symmetrical. It would only be symmetrical if I made it 20, so let's make it 20. So 140 plus 20 is 160, plus another 20 is 180. Gives us plenty of breathing room to work with. Let me me just double check the dimensions of my Ender 3 bed size. Ender 3 bed size is 220 by 220. Okay, so let's go with a height of about 200 millimeters, just so we get some leeway. So our square is going to measure 180 by 200 millimeters. Okay. All right. So the maximum height I want to go to is 200 millimeters, which is about 7 point, about almost 8 inches. That's a decent enough height off the ground. Yeah, most shoes can fit under that. Okay, so I want my plank of wood to rest in the middle of the top edge of this box. And given that this wood is about, let's measure that, 20 millimeters tall, so that mean I'd have to subtract 10 from the total size of this square. So we know that our height is 190 millimeters. Let's zoom out here. Our width is going to be 180. All right. Question is, do I make the cuts now, or do I extrude it first? Let's see how this is going to work out. It'd be a complicated shape to make all at once. You know what? We should include the height in there. We can just cut it out later. So let's just extrude it, and I'm just gonna eyeball this thickness. Let's see, 1 millimeter. We want this to be pretty sturdy. I'm gonna go with 15. 15 seems like a decent thickness. And I'm not going to go 100% infill on this. I think I'm going to go about, what, like 30% seems good to me. I don't think it needs to be that strong. Okay. So we have this here. Let's cut out the holes first for where the wood is going to fit. Obviously we're going to need 2 of these, so let's see. To create a sketch on a surface, you just right click and right here create sketch. So we're going to need a construction line. Hit X on your keyboard, that brings up the construction line. Pull it across. Doesn't matter where you put it, as long as as long as it's perpendicular. Alright, now for this dimension, we can use the top edge. We know that it's 10. It's 10, but I also want a thickness of 10. Right. A piece of wood is 20, and we want a thickness of 10. So overall that's 30. So the middle of that would be 15. So 15 millimeters. Oh, thickness of 10 would be 40, so it would be 20. My bad. I keep trying to do math in my head. Alright, 20 millimeters. Alright. Now we can just use two other construction lines. One right there, one in the middle. You'll see why I put one in the middle right now. So, whoops. Let me just do that one over again. Line, one in. Alright. Now we have the relations, or the constraints right here. We're going to use a symmetry constraint. You can click on that. Click the two objects you want to be in symmetry and click their symmetry line. And that brings them to be in symmetry, and all you have to do is put a dimension of 1 and you get both. So from the middle, we agreed that the width is 80. Actually, technically speaking, as long as the distance between here and this line and this line and this line is the same. I mean, we don't have to do math. So you could just put this, you can click that, you can hit P, projects it, so that just takes it from the edge and converts it into a line in your current sketch. Hit the construction and you turn it into a dotted line. Now if you hit this point and hold control and click on this line, let's see, you can choose it to be at the midpoint of that line. However, if I did click on that, it would just bring it to the middle. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we'll just undo that real quick. If I trim it, whoops. Let's see, hit construction. You can trim. Can I hit the symmetry? Wait. Oh. Well, that's nice. Okay, so it turns out you can do symmetry with corners then, or edges. Alright, so given that, I know this whole, I mean, if I just hit the symmetry thing here, since it already has the relation, this one shouldn't move. So click this one and this one, and this is a symmetry line, and there you go. Right in the middle. Okay, now we just need to create another center rectangle. Click that in the middle. Oh, whoops. Hit X. You gotta take off the construction. S, center rectangle. Pull it off to the side. Alright. Now let's dimension this. So the width was 70 millimeters, if I remember correctly, just to be safe. And the height that we're going to use is, what's 20? About 20 millimeters. Alright, we've got that shape now. Now we can mirror it to the other side to save us some time. So just click on all the lines that you want to mirror, and you can just hit the center line that you want to mirror it over, and there you go, you got another box. Now you can hit Q, the same as we did before. Click on each box, and then when the arrow, always pick, when it goes to extent, always click to object when you're cutting something, and then just click on the other side. That way, if you change the dimensions for any reason, this won't affect your whole, you won't have to redo the cut or anything, since it's to the size of the object and not to a specific dimension that you inserted. So you just hit OK, and there's the two cuts. Now, although it looked pretty modern if this is just the stand as it is, just print two of these, but that would waste a lot of plastic, and it's pretty plain looking, isn't it? I could add that little cut in here, but I don't know if I'd want to be honest. Let's figure out how to do the semicircle cuts. So let's draw a line in the middle. You can do a sketch on the same plane that we were working on before. And let's do another line. Hit X for construction. Just pull that across. Alright. Now the semicircle. There's different ways of doing this. So for one, we can click on here, then we can click on there and see what it kind of looks like. See, the curve doesn't reach the bottom since the thing is taller than it is wide. See, if we go like that, it's more appealing, but it doesn't reach the center, so it won't be symmetrical that way. What we could do is reach it up there and then use a fillet. Let's say if we click on this, we could use a fillet on these 2 points, and what a fillet is, it pretty much smooths out corners to a desired radius that you want. I'll show you later. But if we use a fillet there, it'll smooth it out enough to where you can't notice the little bump right there, the little corner. I think I'm gonna try that first, see how it feels, see how it looks. Obviously we don't want a construction circle, so let's do that again. tell you what though, if I mirror this over the center line, it's gonna be it'll be infinitely thin, if you understand me. Like, it's just two circles touching, it only comes together at one point. In the picture I drawn, technically the top circle is going into the bottom semicircle. Alright. So what we can do here is draw another construction line. We can draw a circle. Whoops. Keep forgetting to take off the construction. Draw a circle. Okay, since this circle is already defined, we can trim it. And then we could just trace over old lines. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. Alright. Set this circle equal to the radius in this one. Now all we need to do is define the position. Let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So take the distance between those two, 74. We could just make it an even 75. Alright, and we can trim the circle right there. Alright, now we got a kind of whole confusing mess right here. But what we do know is that we want to cut out this triangle right there. And unlike SolidWorks, Fusion 360 has no problem if you don't close the lines. I mean, we could if we wanted to, just to be safe. Let's do that. Alright, now you just hit Q. Right there. Remember, you gotta go to Object, and we click on the other side. And just like that, we got a fairly interesting shape. Alright. Now I need to do a little cutout for the X. And I intend on keeping this just a flat piece, because if you print flat, no support's needed. So alright, so let's draw a sketch right here. Same face. Alright, for this cutout, I kind of want like a semicircle design again. Alright, and this one you can just eyeball it to whatever is aesthetically pleasing for you. That seems like a really good distance right there. So instead of 82, I just make it an even 80. You can barely tell the difference. And then just hit Q again. Go to Object and cut to the other side. There you go. See, now if I wanted, I could maybe mirror this. I can mirror that feature and see how it looks like. Let's try that out. So right here in Create, if you go down, there's a mirror option. So if you click on that, instead of faces, you can select features, and the features are down here. Now the cut that we just did, we can select it. And then in the mirror plane, since the center of our circles is the center of the circle is perfectly symmetrical, we can cut it out and see what it looks like. Although I think that's just going to cut off the top. Let's find out. Yeah, I see. It cuts out the top. What we can also do is create another sketch. Let's see, you can just click on a line. Actually, since we're talking about all this being neat, we know that I wanted the thickness here to be about 10 millimeters. So we hit 10. This line, you can click on a line and hit X, and it'll turn into a construction line, and that way you don't have to keep clicking the button. It just resets to not being construction after you select it. So we can do another semicircle here by just hitting circle. Drawing a circle. The dimensions was 80 if I remember correctly. Alright. Oh, actually, we do need that to not be construction. There you go. Now we can select it. So hit Q to object, and we can just click on the backside. Whoops. There you go. Kind of looks like a happy face. Let's see, do I like that? Do I like that? Do I want it looking like a happy face? It's very interesting. Although I might have an issue with this, because it kind of creates like, there is a slight potential for a weak point in this area. It's kind of cute. I don't know how I feel about it. Nah, you know what? I think we're going to go more complicated than this. Yeah, we're going to go more complicated. I just thought of an idea, and this is what the creativity is all about. So let's undo this. Alright. So I'm going to keep that line here. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. If you hit O, you get the offset feature, and this pretty much, if you click on it, you'll see you can create a line that's inner or outer. You know, it's kind of off. It's like a small version or a bigger version of the line you want to draw. But if you click this button, chain selection, and you hit this and you select another line, it's just going to be the one. So I kind of want to create like an offset of this blank area right here. Question is, how do I go about doing that? What I could do is I can offset this line too. Like I can hit cancel. I can hit offset. Don't click on the chain selection. Offset. Click on that. Interesting, interesting. Okay, here's a little shortcut cheating way of doing this. Like I said, this is not engineering standards, not even close, which is what I like about it. You don't have to follow any rules. Just create a construction line, Draw a circle. Any circle will do. See, it doesn't matter where it is on the line. It could even be outside of the line. It's just going to be vertical with that line. Alright, hit that radius, hit that, and you can make them equal. And then, oops. Okay, so they're already set to equal. Now make them tangent. And there you go, that circle's defined. Now, you can turn that into a construction circle because we're not going to need it. So now I've recreated basically that circle. Now, what I can do I could trim it, and then we could just connect the dots here and see if that works for with the offset feature. There we go. Let's offset it minus 11. Oh yeah, let's offset it by minus 10. All right. Now these are all construction lines, so you can just hit X on them. What I want to do is do a hexagon pattern in this area. I'm getting kind of sleepy. I messed up. I should have included this little gap right here. I mean, simple fix. You could just change this from not being construction. Control Z. So now since I deleted, these lines aren't constrained anymore, so I just have to hit the old symmetry thing. And there you go. And now we'll move. Oh snap. Whoops. Let me do the symmetry with these points. Oh, they're still symmetrical. Oh, I just gotta be really careful not to move them, but I can hit that line and make them coincident. Same thing with this. Alright, and there you go. Alright. Now, polygon is where you get the hexagon. Pretty much any shape that's not above a square, you use a polygon. So a pentagon, a hexagon, octagon. Circumscribed means that these, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but pretty much a circumscribed polygon is you use a circle inside of the shape to determine the size, and an inscribed polygon is a circle on the outside of the shape. I think I usually go with inscribed polygon. Now, what I'm going to do first is probably put one in the middle. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And determine the size. I don't want it too big. Although, if I make it about the same size as the width, I kind of get this synergy going. It looks pretty decent. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, now the only reason it's blue is because I didn't officially set a size. So if I set a height and go with 10. That's not bad. Kind of want a little bit bigger. Let's see, 15. There you go. Perfect, not too big, not too small. Although 20, I think 20 is the size I was looking for. 20 is a little bit too big. 17 was the one that I had before. Actually, yeah, 17 makes a lot of sense. Except I like using whole numbers, but you know, it's fine. Alright. So, what we do now is create a linear pattern. So, technically it's a rectangular pattern. So all we do is just click here, and the objects, click on these three. Alright. Direction, you can click on this line. And then, let's see, direction type. We always go symmetric because we want to go in both directions. So quantity, there's two quantities. One is for the vertical distance and one is for the horizontal distance. So I move to the side. You'll see the 3. The good thing is if I close this, we have a little menu, so I can always increase the size, pull out. You're going to want to go with an odd number here, since ours is in the middle. You need a symmetrical number. I think with 2 more, we'll just about be perfect. There you go. See, it's kind of satisfying that the hexagons end right at the bottom half. Although, for the sake of this, let me go back to the objects. I should click the top half too. You'll see why in a minute. Alright. Now, with that, we can start moving down. I want to do it in such a way that I can fit another hexagon in that gap. So it seems like I didn't make this wide enough. There you go, just one more. One more is pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll be fine there. Let's create, on this down arrow, one more copy just to be fine. Alright, that seems good. Hit OK. Alright. This might slow down your computer, but okay. Next, what we can do to find the center point, you can just hold on. Let's create a construction line. We're setting construction. Where would be the best place? I think right here at the top. I want to find it. Okay, you can just hit that point right there, and then draw it up to there, and then we already have a midpoint right there that we can work off of. So create another polygon, insert polygon right there. Oops, I forgot to take off the construction again. Alright, polygon, inscribe polygon, center point. Alright, click on it, and then now we can set the dimension. Dimension there to 17. Alright. Why is this still blue then? Can it move? I don't know why this is unconstrained. Alright. I click on it because it might be selected or not. Okay, if I set one of these to horizontal, there you go. Sometimes modeling software is finicky like that. Alright, so we're just going to repeat the same process, but it's going to look super complicated. The reason why I don't delete these hexagons is because it has the potential of undefining the whole sketch, and that's a whole mess I don't want to get into. So I'd rather just deal with all these shapes and work inside of this structure right here. As you can see, once we click on it, it's already highlighted, so all we have to do is just select every single little hexagon and we can cut them out. But first we gotta do the pattern. So, oh, I should have done it closer to the middle. Oh well. Again, we're gonna do a rectangular pattern. Click on all of these. Alright, and now we can just pull to the side. Let's see if I do it symmetrical. Oh, actually no, let's not do it symmetric. One direction. Harry Styles. Okay, let's go up by one. Actually, that fits perfectly, because I think if I go up one more, it's not gonna fit. Yeah, see. I mean, I could just go hit 135 here. Oh, never mind, that doesn't fit perfectly either. 132.5. Whoops. This is such a weird number. Okay. You know what? Let's decrease it down to 4. And there you go. It fits perfectly in the middle for some reason. Okay, now we can just move these down. Same thing, 4. Four seems to be the magic number. Alright. Just gonna hit OK. And there you go, we got a little hexagon structure. Let me just, it's gonna bother me if I don't have a hexagon there, so just move it over. Oh, whoops. Rectangular pattern. There you go. Alright, same thing here. Oh, whoops. selected the wrong sides. Move them over. Is this not symmetrically in the middle? Oh, it's not that. I set it at the wrong distance. There you go. I mean, I'll just mirror it. It's faster that way. If I just create a line here. Sweet. Just mirror. Bam. 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 Click on the line. Okay, and there you go. Perfectly spaced. I might need one here, yeah. The thing is, since I already have that line, I could just reuse it. This is looking like a right old mess, isn't it? Okay, now let's mirror this side, construction line there. Alright, mirror. Might as well hit this one while I'm at it. Okay, we're finally done. Alright, now all we have to do is hit Q and select all these little individual faces. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's not really. It just looks complicated on the screen. Alright. Oh, missed that little piece. Oh, I missed that one right there. I got that one. Everything seems pretty good. Okay, so remember to object, other side, and hit OK. There you go. That looks pretty good. I like it, I like it. Although the bottom half seems kind of, you know, like it's missing something. What can we put? I could put cutouts, but that would just make it weaker. So I've done the patterns for the whole thing. I kind of feel like making these into arrows in a way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Create a sketch. We're going to use that offset feature that I was talking about. I want to chain it. let's offset it by -10. Right here I want it to be a perfect, right triangle. So we can just hit the angle here and make that 45 degrees. Sometimes you just have to over define it for some reason. There you go. I guess in both directions. I see. What's missing here? Let me trim this. Oh no. Enter. There you go. Alright, now we can mirror this to the other side. Oh, whoops, forgot to draw a mirror line. Here's our mirror line. Doesn't matter how long it is. Let's see, mirror that. Alright, mirror line, center. Okay. It still kind of looks like a little dude. Alright, let's cut it out, see how it looks. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. This little gap, the fact that it's not 10 millimeters bothers me. Let's look for some inspiration. Let's see. Let's look at some modern furniture. Modern curved furniture. Let's see, what can we use? What can we use? I'll tell you what we can do. I just got a little inspiration. Alright, let's get rid of those triangles. Alright, let's just delete this all. Okay. So since this is a circle, you can see that center point is sticking out. So let's draw another circle. Actually, let me inspect something. The radius of that. What's the radius of that? I mean, I could just create a circle and hit that line right there. 200 is the radius. Right. Oh, it's the diameter, 200. And this one's 80. So the radius is 40. and the radius of that is 100. So the difference is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. So 40 plus 30 is 70. So 200. Oh, whoops, 120. My bad. So 60 plus 80 is 140. So that's the halfway point of those two. So going with 140. Okay. Excuse the burp. Because what I'm thinking here is that we can do like kind of a stripe pattern. Because if I do a semicircular cutout, it's just going to make that cutout weak, since all the force is going to squeeze it. Even though I said it doesn't need to be that strong, it doesn't. What I could do is technically make a cutout on the bottom half. That would be pretty cool, I think. Or I can just cut out that chunk right there. Now let's see, let's try that. The middle cutout right here in this area. So 80, 140. What's the difference? Is 60, so 30. I'm gonna offset it by 30. Oh, I hit 0. Oh, it'd be 15, right? 15. Oh, wrong direction. -15. Alright, turn that into construction. Into construction. Let's draw a center line to the origin. Oops. Let's turn that into construction. Alright. What I'm thinking is using a center rectangle right here. Can make a super skinny. Where is it? Where is it? Alright, let's see what looks good. Okay. The height 25 seems decent. Good little height. Alright. 4, let's go with 2 millimeters. Okay. Now, before I showed you a rectangular pattern, in this one we can use a circular pattern. And that's to create a pattern across a radius. So, select those 4, the center point right here. Angle. Let's just go full. Alright. How many copies do we want? 6, 12, nah, more than that. Let's see, 16. Ooh, 21 looks pretty cool. Can I fit 2 more? There you go. 26. Alright. And hit. If I hit angle. Whoops. That's such a weird control. You know what, let's go full. Wait, symmetric. Oh, there you go. '28 actually looks pretty good. Although I'm worried about that being too close. '27 or 26. Let's try it with 26. So okay. All right. Just ignore that one. We're not going to use that one. Q. Alright, same to object, just click on the other side, and there you go. I like it. Now we just need to add something right here. Looks pretty cool. Could add a bunch of vertical lines, but you know, I know doing these kind of patterns seems weird, but we're actually saving material this way. I was originally gonna do a fillet. Let me show you a fillet. So I could just click on these corners right here, and I could. A fillet is pretty much that. Actually, doesn't look that bad. Let's see, 0 fillet. Something like that. That's not bad. Oh, look at that pattern on the inside. It's kind of cool, huh? That pattern right there. When you rotate it. That's cool. There's one thing missing in that area, but I don't know what to put. I could add some circles, but I feel like that's a little bit of overkill. If I'm gonna do any cutouts, they need to be vertical, because that way the strength is vertically. I'll leave some vertical columns in there. See, that looks okay. Let me cancel the fillet. The equivalent of a fillet is a chamfer. Now that's if you wanted to cut it off with a straight line. Like that. Yeah, that doesn't look as good. Interesting. Very interesting design. What I could do is offset this by the 10 millimeters so that we have the X shape going throughout. and then do another hexagon pattern on top of that. Might be a little bit of overkill, but who knows? Let's try it. If it doesn't work, let me save my work just in case. If it doesn't work, oh well. But if it does, it might look cool. Alright, so let's create a sketch. Go -10. Trying to think what to do. Okay. Let's turn this into 140. I want to draw a line here. I don't even know if those are symmetric. I should just mirror it. Okay. So let's trim some lines. We don't need that semicircle anymore. The question is, do I draw a straight line across? Do we match the curve? let's recreate the curve. Do the same technique as before. Equal and tangent. Oh, whoops. Tangent. There you go. Alright. What is the radius of this? Dang it, it's not telling me. 90. Okay. You can create an arc. Alright, center point arc. Right there. Click that dot. Bam. Then I could just select that line, hit X. And there you go. Okay, we want to mess with this area in here. The question is, what do we do? We could, I think we can actually just cut it out if it's supported through the middle. And you just hit Q on these two spots right there. Is it weird? It looks like a man that's smiling and he's got an arm and legs. Is that too complicated? I kind of like it. You know what? Let's just leave it at that. Maybe in the future I'll create a different design, but you know, you can work on these things all the time and they'll never be perfect, you know. But let's just add that last little fillet. And there you go. Hit OK. And there. Now we just need two. Cool thing about this, let's see, I'll save it, create, where is it, new component, we need plank of wood. All right. can just create a sketch right on the other piece. Alright. I can just hit Q on both of these. Extend it. Let me check how many millimeters are in 36 inches. 36, 914. Okay. So 914. Whoa. That's fine. Symmetrical anyway. 914. Alright. See bodies. Create a component from the body. Call that the shoe shelf leg. Enter. Now we can copy and then paste. Oops. Alright, and then we can move it. We're going negative 914. Up. What was the thickness again? Oh, hold on, let me scratch that. No, I know. Negative. There you go. Spin it this way. Because that way the wood is all the way at the end, right? Alright. We go on the body, you can copy, and we can paste. Leg 3. Move it. See, 914 is not an even number. 890 is too far. 895, 96, 97, 98, 99. Oh, that bothers me so much. Wait. Oh, whoops. Too far. 5. Oh, wait, what? 900. Oh, never mind. 900 fits perfectly. There you go. I mean, not super perfect, but whatever. That's the whole point of this thing. No rules. It's alright looking. Not bad for my first little project. Alright. Alright, so I'll analyze it, see if there's any improvements I can make. If not, I'll print it out and you'll see that in a bit. Alright, save that.